Okay, everybody, today joining us, I have a really special guest. I have the founder of End Sex Trafficking Day. Her name is Erin Giles. This woman is absolutely amazing. She started a movement from scratch. She recruited some of the world's top influential people to join her on it. She did it all while her and her family were on food stamps. And if you want to look at determination and grit when it comes to getting things launched, this is the woman that can guide you along the way. So, Erin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Absolutely. So, Erin, what the people want to know is, first of all, how you got influencers to help you. And before we even get to that, tell us what influencers you got to help you and how you did it.
Okay. Well, the big ones I got were people I really admired out in the online entrepreneur, creative writing world, such as Seth Godin, Danielle Laporte, Carol Roth, Erica Napolitano. Those are the big main ones. I mean, I got Tara Moore. I got so many amazing people who actually recruited 59 writers to write for the book. And how I did it?
Yeah, so let's give them a little background on this. So you recruited 59 people to write a book. So what is the book and how did it all come about?
The book is End Sex Trafficking, and it really all came about because I knew I wanted to do something for this cause. I knew it was something I was passionate about. I didn't have $10,000 to give to some nonprofit, so I thought, why not create a collaborative effort, a collaborative project, pull influences together so that we could reach way more than I could reach, and publish this book and push it out there, and then all proceeds would go to an anti-human trafficking organization.
So this almost goes counterintuitive to the American way, right? So here's a woman, you're an entrepreneur, you're struggling to make ends meet, you're a new business, and why didn't you just keep the money for yourself?
Well, I would have totally been lying to everyone. That's why I didn't keep the money for myself. But no, I mean, that wasn't the entire point of it, and it was really amazing just how so many benefits came to me because I ended up raising this money for this other cause. So
got it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So when you talk about influencers and the influencers that you mentioned, so I mean, how influential are these people? Are these people that have like a community of 50 people following them, 100 people following them? For the people that aren't familiar with these names, give us an eagle-eye snapshot of what exactly this community looks like and how vibrant it is.
Probably anywhere. Each person probably has anywhere from 50,000 to 275,000 followers on Twitter. Like, we're talking Twitter.
Sure.
Of course, I don't know about their list, but so to me, a couple thousand followers, like, that's huge. And it really did end up benefiting the campaign, of course, and connecting with these people as influencers.
Excellent. Now, when you're reaching out to these influencers, right, these are people that are well known in these various communities, and here you are, little Erin Giles, who no one's ever heard of. What made them give you the time of day, other than the fact that you're a super awesome person? But when you first approach people, they don't know that. So what did you sing? Did you dance?
None of that, but most of them I had already been following on Twitter. Okay. Maybe half of them I had either maybe commented on a blog or shared one of their posts. But there wasn't any big strategy with that for each person. It really was very authentic in how I chose people. They just happened to all be influencers for the most part. But when it came down to emailing them and actually sending the ask or sending the pitch, really keeping it brief, being incredibly detailed as to what I was asking them for, with a date, with a word count, with a subject, and really letting them know that it wasn't about me, that it was about the cause, yeah, including a statistic, by bolding it, by letting it stand out, and, at the end, giving them a date that I would love to hear back from them by. So I made it really easy, and I didn't want them to be confused and, put it off, put it in another mailbox, just make it really easy for them to say yes.
So if you can think back and try to pull it from memory, what did that pitch sound like? And if you can't do it word for word, if you can just maybe kind of just give us the high points. Hi, Eli. We're on Twitter. You're amazing. Write a book for me?
No. Okay, well, I'll think about Seth because that was an incredibly short email.
So this is Seth Godin, one of the foremost marketing authorities on the planet, and here's Erin Giles reaching out to Seth.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was extremely intimidated. So this just goes to show you that no matter who you think you are, little old you, email them anyways. Second of all, I kept the email at 5 sentences. 5.
Okay.
I think the first sentence I said, "Hi Seth, I know you're extremely busy, so I'm going to keep this email at 5 sentences." And then I said, "I'm starting," well, this is not going to be exact, but I'll try my best.
Okay.
"Starting something called End Sex Trafficking Day. I'm recruiting 60 amazing writers such as yourself to contribute an article on," and then I gave him his topic. And I said, "If you're in, please send a big yes and the essay with the word count by date," and then I pretty much just, signed off. And I heard from him within an hour, and then an hour later he sent me the essay. So that just goes to show you that if you keep it simple for them, by giving them all the details and not making it, something they just want to put off, chances are they're going to say yes.
Yeah, and that's a really cool point, too, because a lot of times when people say, hey, I want to reach out to influencers, they make the rookie mistake of, hey, let's set up 20 minutes to talk. I'd really like to tell you what I'm doing. And these people are busy, right? They're running businesses. They're hustling. They're doing what they do, right? And so to take an unsolicited meeting with somebody that they don't know or don't have a track record with is almost next to impossible. But what you did is you gave them a specific ask. You gave him a specific time, and you spelled it out for him, and you did it all in 5 sentences. Mm-hmm. Now, what was your success rate? So in order to get to 60 people, how many people did you have to pitch?
You know what? I didn't calculate percentages back then because I wasn't working with you. But if I had to guess, I probably had anywhere from 10 to 15 no's, which really isn't a lot.
That's nothing.
And that could include, people that just never responded. And another thing I forgot to add, and I'm not sure how much this really adds in, but, there is sort of a credibility factor, of course, even with, something that's like for a nonprofit like I did. I made sure to, of course, include my website in my signature just in case they wanted to see if, I had any credibility going on, or, if they wanted to check out my Twitter handle and make sure I wasn't, psycho looking or something. You never know. So that's another thing that you can do. But yeah, I didn't have very many no's. It was major pitch me moments for sure.
Excellent. So, and then of course you're not asking these people for money. So you're looking at this thing from a long-term plan, right? You're just saying, I'm going to get a story. I'm going to take the work. I'm going to put all these stories together. I'm going to raise money to publish this book, right? And my guess is you haven't published a book up to this point, right? You're not a published author or anything. So you're learning all this on the fly, just a total glutton for punishment.
I know.
As my dad would say to me, more balls than brains, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the girl equivalent is, but I'm sure it's something like that, right?
Definitely.
And you're doing all this from a long-term strategy. And what I also want to note, too, is the fact that, you weren't just randomly picking these people out of a crowd, right? You had taken a little bit of time, commented on some blog posts. You've built some sort of relationship in there, and I think that played to your success factor. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. I mean, most of them were people that I already followed and really admired and looked up to. So it was easy just to scroll through the people I followed on Twitter, or look at my likes on Facebook, figure out who would be ideal for it.
Excellent. Now let's talk about, to finish up then, so the long-term effects of this strategy. Okay, so you have the book, you put the book out the first year, you raise $10,000 on your own, you've got these influencers who have committed to doing this book with you. How has that affected your business by working that strategy a year ago?
Oh, amazing. I probably couldn't even tell you everything, but I mean, just to name a few, some of these people came through and gave me testimonials of my work, that ended up going on my website. Some of these people ended up wanting to work with me because, this essentially is what I help business owners do, is to build a movement, a do-good mission into their business model. A lot of them just invited me to be interviewed or, guest posts, just, gave me a lot of coverage. And really just the relationships. I mean, just knowing that I could email, Danielle Laporte and ask her opinion on something, I mean, that's priceless. It really is. So
what started off as a truly selfless endeavor turned out to be one of the most self-serving business strategies you could have ever devised.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, meant to be a strategy. That's right. The crazy thing.
Right. Well, that's why I'm so interested in your story, though, because here you are, that you've got a model that works, right? So it's, hey, we're going to do something good for the world, right? We're going to recruit influencers to do it with us. You're going to make a very simple ask and make it easy for people to do. And by doing that and taking that step and building that inertia ahead of time, it helped you in the long run with this, right? Mm-hmm. So, excellent. Well, that's all I want to talk about on influencers. So everyone, if you are watching this video, take note. Erin, how can people find out more about you?
ErinGilesWithAG.com. Check me out. Say hello.
Check her out. You guys won't be sorry.